Good morning, YouTube's man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Button Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Boy, I got a busy week, folks. I mean, I came in here. It was kind of, I just had an interview yesterday with a lovely lady who I became, actually Monday, because today is Wednesday. God, time flies. Wait a minute, today is Wednesday already? Oh my. Oh, I felt this gap this morning, but it is this morning. So anyway, folks, as a content maker, I always want to reach out to people who interest me. I have, especially when I have one of my followers suggest me this person because this is a lovely lady, and she is a NPC figure competitor. She is also a wife, a mother. She's a coach and a trainer. This lovely lady here is the Mrs. Gianna O'Rourke, and we're here to talk to her, share her story with us, and the big question is, how should a lovely lady like herself get into a sport of muscle and masculinity? Please share.
Well, when I met my husband, I was training in the gym, and he's been bodybuilding, since he was young. And that was just kind of like my outlet at the time to keep, myself healthy. And, I was going through a hard time in life, and that was just a healthy outlet for me after work. Just go to the gym, train. Met my husband, he taught me everything from, nutrition to properly lifting. And 2 years later, after I had some muscle, and I decided to do my first figure show when I turned 30. So instead of like a dirty 30, it was like a fit 30. And I did the Naples Melchancy Classic, and I ended up placing first in figure novice and the open figure. And then obviously went up for the overall, because when you win first in open, you go up for the overall. But it was my first time, so it was a close call. The woman who did beat me, she was a master's, and of course she had more muscle maturity. And ever since that first show 5 years ago, I've just been hooked since. So I love it.
Yes, it's good when you hear stories like you met your what's your husband's name?
Christian.
Is he here?
No, he's at work right now. I wish
Well,
he was now.
yeah, it was great to meet him because he's a big dude, got a big beard. You look like he should be Capricorn, man. And y'all met in the gym, and you fell in love, and you started this family, and you have a daughter.
Yes, we do.
How old is she?
She's 10.
10. All right, he's good with her, and he's good with you, and it's good that you have that family because you know what, a lot of people are like. I remember growing up because I've been following bodybuilding since before you were born, and then I've been back in the day with that many women like yourself who were mothers who got into sport. It's just a few, but the last few years it's kind of expanded. There's a lot of women come in sport who are mothers, wives, who find a passion for sport. We got some people coming in this morning. These guys are up and ready because, and also, here's my man, KL the Wanderer. Good morning. Good morning, you KL. Also, this is a man, KL, saying that she is pretty, but I know I'm not only one thing that is, to take it, yeah. And KL, to quote my man, he don't like this, but to quote my man, she is beautiful. Oh, Gianna. We're going to come in a little bit every now and then because, let's just say I'm a particular type of criminal. I just love beautiful women. You want to know how I got these scars? I got these scars. I got extras for you, KL. Also, got me here, Rolando G. Hey, guys. Good morning. George. Hey, KL. Hey there, Miss Rourke. It's O'Rourke, you corrected. Any kin to Mickey Rourke? It's no. It's O'Rourke.
O'Rourke, yeah.
Not Rourke. Mickey, I don't believe she any kin to Mickey Rourke, but let's think about names because especially if you come from like Rourke is Irish name, and in case company might drop the O's like that, but we're almost all people like almost like family anyway. But anyway, folks. So as you're saying, you met your husband, and then your first show was. You lost to a master's lady. So what happened after that?
So after that, I just kept improving and training and picked my next show, which that was the following year, the Master Classic. And that was up in Plant City. And me and my husband did that show together. So that was a lot of fun prepping together. And then from there, I actually got second at that show, and then took more time, built more, and a lot of it, at that show, it wasn't even my physique. And I've learned a lot of it, you can look amazing, but it's your stage presentation, how you're posing, and how you're angling for the judges. And that's like huge, especially for all divisions, because that can take you from first to second, or move you back from second to first if you're out posing somebody. So it's a big learning experience every time you step on stage, and if you win or lose. So
Yeah, life is about less because, especially sport, this is a tough sport, especially for women, because the fact is you're doing something that is not. Some people don't find very, pleasing to see women changing their bodies, gaining muscle. I know, even like a lady like yourself, you get the comments like saying, "Well, she's trying to be a man." Yeah, 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 yeah. But the fact is, you're an athlete, and you want to be your best level, be a top level. Like I said,
right.
this is a quote from, if you ever heard this guy, the great Roddy Coleman, 8-time Mr.
Oh
Olympia. He
yeah.
said, like I said, like, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but no one want to lift the heavy ass weight. It's always those people who talk about y'all competitors, even you women, that the ones that can't even, what best way to say it, can't bust the great.
Well, see, the thing is, everyone has their, vision of what they want for their body. And with bodybuilding, you can build the body you want to have. You can build your physique. Some girls like, and whatever, that's their choice. They want to have surgery. They want to get, the Brazilian butt lift, whatever. But if they just took the time in the gym, ate properly, trained properly, they wouldn't have to go under the knife. They could build the butt that they want, in the gym, easy, healthy. So when people make bad comments, I honestly, it doesn't bother me. When I first started, it would kind of bother me, but now that it's 5 years into it, when people like say messed up stuff like, "Oh, you look like a man," or like troll my post and make like ugly remarks, I don't even delete them because I don't care. I'm just like whatever, like it doesn't even phase me anymore.
Yeah, because that's something that fuels you. Because you know what, like this, that thing about haters. They can hate all they want, but we don't care. And you know what, your hating motivates me to keep on going. That's the fact
Right.
is, you have nothing else but the hate. But like I said, he can't hate no more. This is a comment from man KL. He says this. He says, um, it's not easy to be a bodybuilder and have a family. And that's true. And also, this is why he's a hater. He said that Joker is corny. Be happy she's
No.
laughing at all. Hey, 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 hey. I take it as I want it, man. I ain't be picky. And also, my man Ronald G says, Miss O'Rourke is very lovely. You are a wellness athlete. No, she. If you look at her comment right here, it's he's also saying like this. He says, "KL, I only certain group of female bodybuilders athletes can have a family and do this sport. They're good, game-minded women. I think takes a certain type of woman for and that's it. But like I said, if you look here, it's NPC figure. Figures division has been around for I think a good part of the early 2000s. Because I remember it kind of spawned off from another division, which was fitness. And lady who told me how originally when it started, it was more like like CrossFit in a way, the early stages of CrossFit. But because the routines and stuff changed, and some of the women who were either too small for women's bodybuilding and didn't have the necessary background for fitness, figure
Or
started.
bikini. Yes.
Oh yeah,
So figure is more broader shoulders, lats, tiny waist. Yes, you have a lot more muscle than bikini, but you don't fit bikini, you don't fit women's physique or women's bodybuilding. Figure is more of that V tapered muscle, shoulders, lats, that whole X frame. That's what they're looking for with figure. I love wellness. Wellness is a beautiful division. Unfortunately, my legs would never ever get as big for that division. I wish they would, but I'm more upper body dominant. So that's why figure is my division.
Because like I said, that's where because if I remember, there was like only the original three divisions. Then wellness, figure came in, physique came, and here comes wellness. And the wellness girls, they do have those. Like a friend told me, they have those strong is he telling me the Afro strong genetics, the thick thighs, the more wider in the hips and in the glutes compared to bikini girls who are a little bit taller, leaner. To what I call those two divisions, the TNA divisions. I don't do too much content on them, but I love to talk to some. I have talked to a couple of ladies in those divisions, like in bikini and also in wellness. But those aspects of how, if you look now, in the past, I think 5 or 6 years, the divisions are starting to meld a bit. And if you look at someone like a good example, Jessica Gutierrez, I follow her. She at one point she did physique for a minute, but jumped back to figure. Look at someone like Lola Montez, Sid Gillen, or even you jump over the divisions like fitness. When you look at like somebody like Missy Trescott, Erica Deer, Asanka Garcia. I can't say her name. Her last name. She's a Russian one. And even you look at divisions like physique and women's bodybuilding, there just seem like there's not enough. And as you as a competitor, you feel like there should be more set guidelines where which you can tell the difference between. You say like, okay, I'm not a figure competitor, but I'm not a physique competitor, but just what your mindset feel.
So with figure, it's more symmetry, and you're wearing heels when you're on stage. And with women's physique, they're doing a whole routine, no heels. Their posing is different. I love fitness. That's like gymnastics. Their physiques might look like figure, but they're doing these incredible, performances on stage, and it's different. So in each category, it breaks down, what the judges are looking for. And that's kind of, Sydney Gillian, she's just the perfect idol for figure. A figure is really, really hard to nail perfectly because, that's why it's figure. It's just super, super difficult. So with, women's physique, obviously they're going to want bigger. Bodybuilding, they're going to want bigger. With figure, it's like, you can't be too big up top. You can't be too big in the bottom. You got to be perfectly symmetrical when you're standing there on stage. And, to touch back on the whole family thing, when you're a mom and, with me and my daughter. So what I like to do when I'm prepping, and last year I prepped for nationals in December. So I prepped through, Halloween, my daughter's birthday, Thanksgiving. I sat there at Thanksgiving and just had black coffee. And like my daughter knows, now because her parents are bodybuilders. She knows, I'll be making her mac and cheese. I'll be making her lunch in the morning, her breakfast. And it's like, oh, it smells so good. She's like, Mommy, you can't have it. You can't have it. So she knows. And it's like, she knows when it's like prep time, like, I'm going to feel a little tired sometimes. I'm not going to want to go to the park or, and that's why me and my husband work as a team. So it's like, and we're lucky that our daughter, like, actually, she motivates us. She wants us to win. She wants, she understands it because she's been seeing it since she was so little. So hopefully one day, she'll get into the sport too. But it does get difficult. That's why I pick shows that I know, when she's in school from 8 to 3, I know I'll be able to hit my cardio, get home, get her off to school, go do my clients, go do my training, be able to prep my food. My husband, he does the food shopping, he's my coach too. So, he sends me everything I need to eat that day, or if I'm, need to train that day, or he treats me just like he treats all of his other clients as far as like, check-ins and, going off of that. But he's a huge help too. My husband does the grocery shopping 99.9% of the time. he's very, he likes to do the grocery shopping.
That's the weird thing about a man. Like I'm a single guy, so I have no choice but to grocery shop. But like they say, like hey, excuse me, I'm trying to find the onions and what's it, sir? They're down there aisle 9. So okay, thank you. Is it like I remember this old commercial with the guy who like walk away. It was old Kmart commercial. The guy said, Valerie. He looked for his wife in Kmart. Most guys we like that, but we know we have to be adaptable, and that's the thing. Being a family man, he had that. He competes in what division?
Well, he started out with bodybuilding, and now he's transferring over to. Well, he did bodybuilding and crossed over for classic physique. So he hasn't competed since the Monster Classic. That was 2018 or 19. It was 19, I think. Yeah, 19. And so he's been trying to put more size on. So he's trying to get into getting on stage. Hopefully September this year.
Okay, we wish you best luck then. Also, my
Thank you.
man Ron says he said this sport. That's where he shut off at. So, and it also this is from a man KL the Wonder. Bodybuilding is an art. Looking at these women, well, a lot. Some do look unpleasant, and yeah, we get that. And also, this is from a man Rolando G. Oh, Mrs. O'Rourke, my bad. You are a figure competitor. He got to correct himself. And also, he says this is KL. I'm right about some female bodybuilders look freakish at some point. Think some female bodybuilders, athletes want to look more feminine. I'm more down for that, and I know you like that too. And we like I say, we like these ladies. And if you, like I said, if you're interested in following Gianna, her social media stuff is in the description. Reach out to her, show interest. And also, like I said, if you're a competitor, like she's also a coach and trainer, if you're interested in working with her, because she lives in Florida, and Florida is like the mecca for bodybuilding in the last few years, as I know it. Check
Thank
her out.
goodness.
But this is my rule. It's no fish to you, Gianna. No D pics. Stop it. Don't do it. She got a kid. She got a big husband. I don't want to be hearing somebody that got a knock on the door when they hear this man with a big beard look like he's come from Valhalla to avenge his wife's virtue. Stop it, guys. Get something
Yeah,
up.
luckily I don't really have to deal with. I think they get the point. I'm happily married, and you're just going to be wasting your time with that.
Yeah. Well, some guys don't get it. You got to take it to the head. So we're gonna jump into social media we're quick here. And I was looking because I said one always want to get up on somebody's information. And we got some pictures here, and wow, we got some pictures here. This is right here. Was back in 2020 into 2022. So 2019 to 2020, 21, 22, to 23 coming. Ooh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah.
So yeah, I get pretty shredded for stage. That
You get peeled. How they say it in the how the gym bro say she's getting peeled, bro. She's getting peeled. Yeah, I learned, I learned some technologies. And here you're Christian, and this is one of your clients here.
Yes, that was Caitlin. That was her first show. She did the Chancy muscle contest. That was a season starter, and she placed really well for her first time. All of the girls on our team, they're all natural athletes. So for her first show, she totally killed it. And then I did the awards backstage. I love doing awards at the shows. They're so much fun.
Yeah. You'll get you dressed up, looking nice. And these are these other your clients or just ladies working show?
Yes, some of those are my teammates, and some are just girls from the gym who just wanted to show their support. So yep, those are all the big guys. That's Vernon. He's also a coach. Luke and Jarrett. They do the security for the NPC shows, and then my husband, all the way on the right.
There's the baby right there.
Yeah, that's Sailor. Yeah.
She looks just like you.
Thank you. Yeah, she comes to the show. She loves the show. She loves all the vendors. That was one of the sponsors for the show. For it's like a supplement company, M&M.
This is everybody. So it's the best.
Yep. So that was a backstage photo. Tim Gardner, he took that photo of everyone before the finals started.
Yeah, Tim Gardner, that's one of the top guys in sport bodybuilding. One of the few promoters that still give opportunities for women's bodybuilding. I'm a big fan of Tim Gardner. And this was your show you competed at, and I think this is this.
That was the Clash. So that was 22, April of 22. Yeah. So that was the overall. That was the overall lineup. So I placed first in figure class A, and yeah.
Yeah, because you're right here, right beside the chicken, the yellow, and one the red.
Yep.
And see, with your figure, you only have the 4 mandatory. It's all just turns because you're wearing high heels. And you ever when I know some ladies say they love the high heels, but I know I've talked twice to some ladies who did start in figure. They said they're glad to get out of those high heels.
Well, that's why I like the ones without the strap because right, I don't put those heels on until I'm ready to go, line up for backstage. So it's difficult, and I honestly think the girls have it hard, especially when you're wearing heels because you got to look pretty, you got to hit your poses, and you got to wear heels.
Yeah.
So
And
you know,
this is some of your clients you're working to posing
yes,
right here. Yeah.
yep. That's Angel. That's Sarah. Yep.
Uh-huh.
She's wellness.
Hmm.
She's getting ready. That was Michaela. She actually had cancer, and 1 year later decided to do that bodybuilding show, and she did bikini, and she was amazing. Her genetics were just amazing.
Yeah. And here's this picture, guys. This is a nice, pretty picture here, fellas.
Thank you.
Wow. Got the makeup on. You got the lipstick on. You got the big eyelashes. Guys.
Oh yeah, I was a makeup artist before I got into personal training and all that fun stuff and opening up our gym. So makeup's always been a passion of mine. That's why I like to do my own.
Yeah. And here's a little posing here. And you got, like I said, you got a nice body.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Like Austin Powers said, if I tell you you have a great body, will you hold it against me?
I
Yeah.
love Austin Powers.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that movie.
a lot of the times, the night before the show, when my husband's carving me up, the best thing I like to do to keep those carbs like hitting the right places is posing like that. So that was me in the gym pumping up, posing the night before the show.
Yeah. But like I said, you put it in there, y'all, you and Christian getting married. That is so
Oh
beautiful. He
yeah, we
got
got
cleaned
married
up
in our
real
gym.
nice for you.
Yeah, we got married in our gym actually.
Oh, that's great. That's true love.
Yes.
It saves you money on getting a church or any place else. So that's where he
Yeah.
but
Well, we built that gym from the ground up. All three of us, our daughter and him and I, and it just made sense. It was the perfect venue.
and y'all the power couple here, y'all. And what's the name of your gym?
Ironheart.
Ironheart, Ironheart. What was that? What was a movie called Ironheart? I'm trying to remember. No, it was Dragonheart, but it was one with Ironheart. I can't remember a long time ago. Hey, I'm pretty good with movies because I'm a movie buff. Why do any of you? I'm gonna do a lot of courses, some movies like that. But yeah, it's good that you two found each other
Thank
and
you.
to form this bond, this family, and working together. This is from man KL. He says this. Sorry, this is Rolando G. Yeah, I noticed that Miss O'Rourke in your sport of bodybuilding, with figure you ladies were those high heels, the posing can be difficult. And also, he says this. He says, Mr. O'Rourke, you look very sensational. Your aesthetics and shape is awesome. Hey,
Thank
you got a
you.
fan here. Also, he
Thank
says it's really great for Mrs. O'Rourke that you have a daughter or kids in general to be supportive of their mother or parents in the general indie sport. Always great. Yeah. And hey, you got a fan. Hey, anytime, hey, this is what anytime I get a new girl on here, these guys act like remember the Chappelle show when he did the thing about Prince, how they met Mickey Free and said, hey, Charlotte got a new girl, she fine as a motherfucker. No, that's Mickey Free. But that's how George got a new girl, she fine as a motherfucker. And yeah, and that's good that you have that support with your
Yes.
family because sometimes like your family, your parents, what was their mindset when you say, what, mom, dad, I'm going to be a bodybuilder?
No, no, they're not very supportive of it. I think just now it's just more of an acceptance. Like, we're Italian, so even my grandmother, when I'm getting really lean for show, she's like, "You're too skinny. You gotta eat. You're gonna be sick." Like so, like they just don't understand. So, but for the most part, in the beginning, it was a little rough with their comments, but like I said, now they get it, and it's my life, and they don't really say too much about it.
Yeah.
So.
One thing I remember, one guy told me how it was a comedian said like Italians and black people kind of alike in a way. We believe in certain things like food. Like our grandma
I
says,
agree.
yeah, we have those same kind of similarities. Maybe sometimes the colors are a little different, but we have that same kind of family background. And say, hey, what's the matter with you? What you do? Why you so skinny, Gianna? What's the skin for? Man, come on, man, eat some pasta. Come on, how about some little coolie? Yeah, I watched too much of The Sopranos while I was coming up. But yeah, I think especially your father, being he's a traditional, strong Italian father, he's saying like, I don't want my daughter to be my son, but you gotta look at this, dad, because this is not the same as like comparing her to like someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm a big fan of Arnold, and or like it's just different aspect of the sport. But yeah, we understand that one thing about bodybuilding is that everybody's gonna always point that one finger at it, saying that okay, y'all guys on y'all on steroids, you lift the weights, yeah. But you gotta remember this. And I was talking with a lady who I'm with that it's only a small aspect of the sport, and people need to understand that this sport is about being consistent. You have to get up in the morning, train. Like I said, you have a kid to feed. And, I know there's some days, like especially with two parents on prep, and sometimes you can't eat the things you want to eat,
Right.
but those things are not good for you to grow and develop. Like, what's your routine, your diet like during your day, when you're getting ready?
Oh, well, I'll do my fasted cardio. I'll bring, depending on what I have to do next, I'll have my meal one after my fasted cardio. Then I'll have meal two, and then I'll go and train. And then after that, I'll have my post workout. And I have 6 meals. So, depending on how long the day is, sometimes, my husband will have to add in an extra meal because, if my daughter doesn't get out of cheerleading till 9 o'clock at night, and I'm still at.
Oh, something happened. Folks, we had a little technical difficulty. Uh, we'll check and see, what's going on. Got her phone. But folks, she should be back. But it's one of the things that happen. But anyway, folks, I would like to appreciate y'all for coming through. Rolando, KL, all you comment and watching this video. Thank y'all. I'm gonna check see what's going on. All right, and folks, we'll give her a minute. It might be just something technical in. So, folks, while we're sitting here waiting for Gianna to come back, we got as we know, just over the weekend we had a couple of shows. I did do talk. We didn't do like a regular Monster Talk Monday because the fact was that my Monster Talk Monday was for especially for Nurse Kim, and as you notice that you noticed that where was that at? So she sent me the link. She says that something happened. Says I don't know. It said this. Okay, I'm gonna tell you just. Ooh, yeah. Try again. It might be something with StreamYard or use your phone. Okay. All right. I think she was using a computer, so I don't know how I do it sometimes, but But anyway, we want to graduate Arsenio Barreto, if I got the name right. She just qualified for the Olympia again. I hope she doesn't do this. Don't do another show. That's I think when she did last year because the Europa show and the Romanian muscles are so close together. That's why she did it. But this time, don't. Take the time. Okay. Wi-Fi issues. Well, we'll give her a minute and try to get started. That's why I may have to start recording things, but I like the live because I get to talk and interact with her. Oh, there she goes. There you go.
Sorry.
That's all right. The thing about live, that's why I like doing lives because life's unpredictable. Sometimes you need a little anarchy. Oh, she froze again. I think you froze again. Hello?
There's.
Are you on your computer or on your phone? Gianna?
Because.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're frozen. You might have to. Are you on your computer or on your phone? If you get your phone, switch over to your phone because sometimes I don't know what I had it happen before with somebody. So
I'm on the phone.
Switch over to switch over to your camera phone because if you have a computer, it's something with your. I don't know why it does this. I use my computer when I do interviews. I don't know why it does it with somebody else's. So if you can't switch over to your phone. Well, folks, this is just, yeah, that's why I enjoy doing lives because it's unpredictable. You know, it could be just something. You know, there you go. And I just get rid of this one. We move and which one? Use connect to the microphone. Okay. You gotta give her a minute because right, there we go. What's going on? Now, folks, let's give her a minute, because this is what things, yeah, you know, it's one of the things that happen with technology. It's always good to make sure you check your Wi-Fi. So anyway, a couple of shows off the weekend. There she goes. Oh,
Good.
yeah. All right.
Perfect.
Wait.
Good.
Yeah, I think I can see you. Yeah, I can
Can
hear
you hear
you.
me?
Something must be wrong with your
Okay,
Wi-Fi
cool.
because you're a little bit. You look like you're dragging a bit. Is there? Don't you have like
Mm,
a good spot in your house with the Wi-Fi? Like move around a little bit. All right, yeah, I can see you, but it's like uh, these things that happens. It's like what you need to do is just go in and out again. Just Gianna, just go in and out. And see what happens. It might be something with your Wi-Fi. All right, all right. Give yourself a minute. Let's see, folks. Sorry to take this time, folks. It's just one of these things that happen in life, and we making content. So we'll give her a couple of minutes. But anyway, we had a couple of shows on the weekend. There was show Bridges. I didn't talk about the show because one thing was, um, I pretty much I forgot about it. Plus, also there was a lot of names I didn't recognize, and plus some of them because it's pronounced because it was mostly Brazilian competitors. And then, I just didn't put it together. Sama, there she goes. I think we got it this time. Okay, we're
yeah.
good.
All
All right,
right,
we're
cool.
good. Yeah, good.
Oh yeah. All
I try
right.
to I try to do a little, get attention for back. So, okay, my man, Rolando says, "Welcome back, Gianna. Wow, internet
Thank you.
uh, difficulties. Yeah, thank you. And
Florida weather.
hey, I live in North Carolina. We're not that far from the coast.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're like
Once
100
a
miles
storm
from.
starts coming, it's like everything goes wacky around here.
It's like the other guy would say like this is like saying like you know, you can be a police officer and you get shot. No one's blinks an eye. But, if you're a man, somebody tries to shoot you, everybody goes crazy. I'm sorry. Why'd you
No,
come
I
up?
love
Yeah, some of that.
it.
I know, KL, you hating. I know. I can smell the hate on you. Give me your, like, I'm like, my friend was a movie called Vikings with Kirk Douglas says, I'd rather have your love than your hate, KL. But anyway, so as we were talking, where were we at? I think we talked about the process of bodybuilding and how the consistency of it. Is you have to diet, you have to work out. Your a lot of stuff you have to do. Like one thing. Your last show was the nationals,
Right.
and how what was because I know a lot of people do this. What was the feedback from that show? Why didn't you get your pro card?
Well, that was kind of it was well, we had a really bad hurricane here in Cape Coral, and that was Hurricane Ian. So for me, bodybuilding saves my life because whenever things out of my control, that's the one thing I can control. So, oops, sorry.
That's all right. There's nothing you can control.
Oh. Anyways, I decided to prep for for nationals because I was always nationally qualified. So I did nationals, and prejudging, I was at that show. It was every top two in each category, so I was second um, in the morning, and then finals they called me for third, and honestly, that wasn't my best look. I felt we only had one car that prep. A lot of my cardio was outside, because my husband works, and between school and all that. So it was a tough prep, but I knew, and that wasn't my best look. It was great. I posed with my posing coach, Gianna, who's a Olympian pro figure, and I posed with her like twice a week leading up to that, and then I tried one thing different, which if it's not broke, don't fix it. One thing different, and we shouldn't have done that. And I was a little watery. I wasn't as lean and shredded as I usually am on stage. And then also I had the night before when I got spray tan, a really weird reaction. I got this like rash all over my chest. So that kind of, I was like, there's just something. I don't know if it was because it was an 8-week prep and I stressed myself a little that, my body just didn't respond. But either way, that wasn't my best. I hate all those photos. So that's why I'm ready to, roll into this season. And I've been focusing a lot on just, really building and putting my time into the gym to, hit nationals and do that come October 31st for the Amateur Olympiad.
So you're gonna do the big O.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I'm so excited for that.
Because last year it went back to Vegas.
Yep.
I know some ladies who I did an interview with one lady, that was Danielle Willis. She did an interview right the next week after Olympia, and it was, I heard it was a mess. I mean, people got sick. I mean, and you got to remember, Nevada's weather is not the same. It's like it's more closer to a mountain. It's like it's close to mountain time. You're gonna be. I know a lady. She competed. She lives in Las Vegas, and it was even sleeting and snowing one day. And in Florida, other than hurricanes every now and then, because I know I was, I remember Ian came through. It wasn't as bad up here our way, but I know it was really bad down that way. And in Florida, especially around about after hurricane season, like about the end of I would say end of October, the 1st of November, the weather's a little better. I mean, you're going through it, because back then the water's cooled off and everything hits. And now they moved the Nationals to Texas, but you get trade off. You got the Big O, and that's back. I mean, that's
right.
great.
And it's close. Orlando is not that far from me. It's like a 4-hour drive. So for me, I've never flown yet to a show. Honestly, I would prefer driving. I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, I'd rather just drive, road trip it, because I'm always worried about, are they going to lose my bag? It's like, is something gonna, like that. I just couldn't. And now all the flights are delayed. I had some friends that were doing shows up for the Universe and over in Chattanooga, and that were flying into those shows, and their flights were delayed. They had to rent cars and get there, and it's just like, anything could happen. And after you prep and put in all that time and dedication, and for something like that, to screw you up, because when you're stressed out and you start holding water, and after that, your whole physique can change. So I'm excited for Olympia being in Orlando, and then you get to actually see all the pros walking around. And we booked our room, so we're going to be there to actually see the Olympia and hit the gyms around there. Hopefully, see the big guys, and it's really motivating.
Yeah, it's good because what, a while back, I never flew in my life. I'm like you remember this TV show, there was Mr. Called the A-Team. Mr. T was on there, and his character was BA. He never liked to fly, so like, hey, fool, I didn't want to be flying. No, I don't know, but I went to my first show because where I live, I'm only like 2 miles from South Carolina. I went to my first bodybuilding show, and that was Savannah, and I took a train there. And it was a great opportunity for me. I met so many people, like a couple ladies I did interviews with. One lady, her husband, they live in your area. It's Kira Hall and Stephen Hall. I met them. Sheena Olick, who I interviewed her back. I met her. couple more people like Alina Popa, so many other people. I mean, it was just, I mean, it wasn't like my first time meeting bodybuilders because last year, which I event, this guy named Glenn Young Senior, he runs a magazine called Amazon Fitness. It's really dedicated to women. And he had an event. He invited me because one of my ladies I became friendly with and did an interview with. He said, "Come check us out," because he has a magazine. Did an interview and I got some mid and late amateur level competitors, pro level competitors, and I even got to meet people like this is just like about a week ago, almost a year ago. I met with Shauna Boswell. She came down here, and for me, somebody that says, I don't say this, I'm it. I'm Muscle Pro Smoke, and to meet women like that, and it was great, and to see them, and for me, I missed my train back to South Carolina. So, but my niece lives in Atlanta, so she came down here, got an old uncle, drew him back home. And,
Oh, that's awesome.
it was nice of her, and, she told
Yeah.
me she wanted me to say because they were going to do this weekend. They have the Atlanta show, the Linda Murray show this weekend. I wanted to go see it, but my damn car, I had to get some. I'll try to say real quick. I want to go see my niece said, I can come down here, pick you up. You can come, and we can ride back, and you can stay with me. I said, okay. I just picked my tickets, and I gotta get his car fixed. Yeah.
Yeah, we just went. We have a Challenger. Okay, we took it to Dodge over the weekend. They didn't put the lug nuts on. The wheel fell off. So now, yeah. So now I'm in some rental from the dealership because one of their. And you would think, Dodge. It's a huge company that they would do it right. No, they didn't put the lug nuts on. The freaking whole back wheel flew off. Yeah,
What,
it was
what day did you go in to get it worked on?
Saturday. It was last
No,
Saturday.
don't ever. This is something somebody told me. Don't ever go in any place, especially close to the weekend, because they're gonna rush. Or also, especially don't get your car worked on a Monday or Tuesday. Do it on a Wednesday because they usually a lot of people do drink, and sometimes it takes a while to get that drink off. So,
True.
if it's best to wait. If you have to, try wait for Monday or Tuesday,
Yeah.
not the weekend, because they're gonna rush.
Right. And I mean, we try to do it on because during the week we're working. I got clients, I got shit to do. I can't be without a car for 4 hours. So it's just, yeah, well, next time I'll
Yeah,
definitely
my oldest
not,
nephew,
not do that.
he stayed close. He stays close to me. His car got hit by a deer,
Oh
and
my
he has
gosh.
to go. He has to go to work at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's scary.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
scary.
yeah. I
Is he
mean,
all right?
he's fine. He's fine. He's just mad, and I understand. He's, he had a car for a long time, and then, now he's ready to do things, and he'll try to get a rental. But he'll come and he'll call me, and I go pick him up, and we grew up together. We're pretty much we're like brothers. We're only a few years apart,
Oh,
because I'm like you, because you come from a big time family. We come from a big family. It was like it was the my mother and father. They were together for 55 years. Even though my father
that's
stayed in New
amazing.
Jersey, and my mom was staying in North Carolina, and they had together 7 children. My father, all together, there's like about 9 of us, and I'm like the third youngest in the line. And and it's good to stand by. Like I say with the family thing, it's good to have family like that stand by with you and
Right, right.
support you doing what you're doing. Here we have here the man KL1 who says, Gianna, question: If were to want to coaching or training bodybuilding, do you train amateurs who are looking to develop themselves, like you and your husband? So you have quite a few clients, and as a coach or a trainer, what advice do you give your clients? What do you see to help them to get to the next level? Between you and Christian.
Well, just follow the plan. If you say, hey, I want to do a show in a year. You follow that plan. You follow your off season plan. You follow your training. And you don't have to live in our area. My husband can coach you online as well. Um, we have a girl who Angel. She lives 2 hours away. So most of her stuff's online. But it's just we'll be real with you. We'll say it like you don't look like you're ready, or maybe you should pick a show, or you could do this show in 3 months. So why don't you put the gas on and let's do it sooner. So it just depends on your personal goals and what you want to do.
Hmm. Now, who like one thing is like the mindset people got to understand this bodybuilding is a tough sport mentally, physically, emotionally, and also financially.
Oh
As you
yeah,
know, cost of being, especially for women,
right.
it costs more to compete. Now, all things aspects, when people say, always people say like, oh, for the guys, it costs. But like I say, the guys, other than food, the guys got put on a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts, and that's about it. And tanning, But you ladies, you have to be presentation. You have to, hair, makeup, your posing suits, everything else, travel, this and that. I mean, like I said, you had an issue with the tanning thing that and tanning that's a tough part. I mean, sometimes that stuff like that stuff is really cold. Spray it on you, and it
A
just
little awkward. You're standing there naked with a bunch of girls, and yeah.
the best thing man look at a bunch of girls, a little bunch of guys like, yeah, say, hey, yeah, why you spraying on you? I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
No, they're,
Yes,
they're they're really professional. It's yeah, it is a very expensive sport. You definitely got a budget for it. So you got to realize, and we're straight up. It's like, okay, well, this you're gonna have to pay for your NPC card. That's $150. You're gonna have to pay for your hotel. Usually there's a discount, but you don't have to put that hotel. Once that discount code goes, you just call, you book your room. You don't pay till you leave. So that's one thing. The tan is anywhere from 120 to 150. If you're getting your hair and your makeup done through the venue, usually that's another 130 for your makeup, or if you get your hair done, that's 150. So and then each class is a price as well. So depending on how many classes you register for, that's like another 110 each. So yeah, it's an expensive sport. Oh, and the suits are expensive too. But I work very closely with CJ's Elite, and she's the best. She's the OG of suits. She's the whole reason why we have rhinestones on our suits, is because CJ was a pro and she was designing her suits. She was and she asked, "Hey, can we put rhinestones on suits?" And that's how
CJ,
it all started.
CJ, it's a I think the name sounds familiar. What's
CJ's CJ's Elite competition suits.
and who runs that? What's her name? It's CJ. I think somebody told me it's supposed to be the whole name is like is it Christian or is it James? I think the last name is James.
Cynthia James is
Cynthia James,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because I know a lady who I did an interview with her. She used to work with her, and she told me to reach out to her when they do an interview. I might do it later because
She's amazing. She's like my fairy godmother. I love her. She's a great woman. She's the original bikini. She and all the pros, all the big guys, they all wear her suits. But yeah, from a bikini for a bikini athlete, their suits, aren't as expensive as women's physique and figure suits that starting they're 800 can go all the way to almost $2,000 for a suit. But it's cool because if you design your suit, there's different levels of, and CJ's is very good with they'll work payment plans. They'll do rentals. So depending on your budget, you can always get the right suit.
yes, Cynthia James. Yeah, I recognize that name because I know somebody said it before. I say, oh, okay. I say,
She's
but
the
yeah,
best.
okay, yeah. We got to hear from Sniper H. This is a stupid question, but I'm gonna pull it up anyways. You can laugh at it. He says, "All fun, Q. How often do you get arm wrestling challenges from the public or from friends and family?" That's come on, dude. And that's the thing is, Eric. Here's the thing about especially women in the sport of bodybuilding. There is a lot of fantasy aspects around it, and it's a big fetish, And like I said, you're a wife and a mother, and I know there's something you wouldn't do because you have families out there, but a lot of ladies do this because it's a way to make money income. Instead of getting a sport expensive, you got to pay for pro card, you got to pay for your amateur card, $100. When you turn pro, it's almost $300. But here's the thing is, there should be more benefits to it. I think I saw somewhere Tyler Manning saying this. There probably be some kind of benefits coming up this year for you amateurs. I think I forgot what it was. If I can find that link, I think I can go on the. I can find it to you later. You can check it out. But
Yeah, I'd love to.
yeah, but this thing is that it should be more benefits to being a competitor. Even if you're not gonna get paid as an amateur, you should have like okay, if something happens, like you get sick, you have insurance for your health. If something happens, like like you say, your tire fell off, and it could have been the worst case scenario. You leave your daughter orphan. There should be some, health insurance, life insurance, all these things that you competitors need to keep you going. Because I said again, it's even though bodybuilding is, some people say it's not easy sport. There's a lot of health risks. Wasn't long ago we had a bunch of deaths. Even in I would say not the more muscular divisions like bikini, wellness. Even though figure is right there on that borderline, I see it's like a transition division. Some women, they start out in like one division, they go up. It's like figure and physique are kind of like the divisions where, okay, I'm going to try to find where I fit at. I was in this division, I was in bikini, then go to physique, but then you start getting those muscle bellies, those X frames and everything else. It's just a division which you can try to find your space at. But it should be more benefits for your competitors, which if you need something, if something happens, here's the thing like this. NPC IFB, you competitors are the reason why we fans come see you. We don't come see the promoters. We don't come see the judges. We come see y'all. And I think they should be looking out for their product, just like any other. Like if you look at Major League Sports, I had a friend, shout out my man Big Keith. He played football for several years. He retired. He still gets a pension. And I think when you hit that pro level, there should be some benefits, like especially something to help you out. And even though you only people that get prize money is if you win a show, they should be getting you something for just putting your time in, just something to put in your pocket.
Well, I mean, for the most part, this sport, it's a choice and it's a privileged sport. So it's like, no one's holding a gun to my head to say, hey, do this. I want to. I'm choosing to. Our grocery bill, that's the most expensive part of it. We spend almost $4,000, $5,000 a month in groceries. Because the inflation and food, and to buy organic chicken, to buy 98% beef. The beef now that we eat, and that's one pack feeds me and my husband, is now $11. So it's like, I mean, if they want to do anything to benefit bodybuilders and help us athletes out, get us a farm so we can be buying some cheaper, healthy food. like an NPC farm just for bodybuilders. So we don't have to be spending all this money on groceries. It's just insane. Egg whites, they're wiped off the shelf for 2 weeks at my grocery store. I couldn't find them anywhere. Driving all around. So it's just like, that's
there she goes.
So for the most part, I look at it as, this is my choice. This is what I want to do, and I don't expect anything from anybody. It's for me, so it's my choices, and if I end up winning, if I end up getting, sometimes at shows, for amateur shows, they'll pay for you to go to nationals, which is amazing. So sometimes if you look at the prizes at certain shows, that might help you get to the next level, going to nationals. Okay, if I get the overall, I can get free entry to nationals, which is really expensive. So if you think NPC, just a regular regional show is expensive, nationals is double that.
Yeah, because I know sometimes some competitors would do 2 divisions or 3 divisions in one show. I remember, was it last year, they almost canceled the Arnold amateur show. It was some kind of issue. I don't know what's going on with that, because Arnold, like I said, a big fan of Arnold. I know, even though he, people tell me he does not even have too much of a hand in it, he's still there. He represents, and they really have done a lot of stuff. Like, okay, they kicked out women's bodybuilding, women's physique, and kicked out your division. Yeah. And it's just, I know as a competitor, you say, hey, Arnold's one next to Olympia. Arnold's one of the biggest shows, and I know it's a good opportunity to go to these shows. These regionals, they help you get to that next level. The nationals, hey, you get your pro card. But I think there should be a little bit more incentive for you as a competitor. This year they dropped out the point system for in the pro level, because they want to just say you're going to win because they want to cut down the numbers of the show. But
right. Well, it made sense because the Olympia was last year. It was extreme. I watched it on TV. It was extremely long, and I feel bad because it's like, man, that like that's like the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. So it's like, so for a pro competitor to just rack up enough points just to make it, it kind of defeats the purpose of being like the elite and being on top, and so like I understand where they're coming from because you don't want to oversaturate something that is very hard to obtain.
But same time is that when you have promoters that have like 100 bikini shows and about 1,000 men classic shows, that's the thing. One thing about this, folks, like I said, she's a very intelligent young lady. I'm enjoying my conversation with you. So again, if you're interested in her, follow her social media, check her out. Really get opportunity to learn about this. Because like I said, this is a tough sport, and in Lights Ladies, she's a mom, she's a wife, she's a trainer, she's a coach. She doesn't have time, and you know what? If you're someone out there, because I know you have a sponsor, right?
Well, my husband is my coach, and as far as sponsorships, I don't know. I'm not sponsored by any supplement company or anything like that. I do have discount codes for, Shoe Fairy, for CJ's, for Squeeze Me Skinny Waist Trainers, that kind of stuff. I have discount codes for, but as far as being like fully sponsored, no.
Yeah, because that's one thing I think that could help a lot of competitors, especially in the amateur level sponsors, and also those discount codes. I think some ladies who said to me that they use the discount codes put on their social media, especially IG and or Facebook, wherever else, and usually they get a little kickback from the companies. But here, what if you're someone out there who wants to sponsor someone like Gianna? Reach out to her in genuine interest. Don't be that weird guy say, "Hey, Gianna, you're one cute little girl there, yeah, hey, you know what? You want to have a good time with me? No,
Yeah,
stop
no.
it, stop it. No, it's like Mrs. O'Rourke, I want to help you. Whatever you need from me, or if you need, this or that, if any inconvenience for you, I will help. I'm willing to help you. This is what we want to see in bodybuilding. We
That
want
would
to
be
see
amazing.
people genuinely reach out to these competitors. Like someone like maybe even Christian might need some help. I know he's getting ready, he's prepping. He said he's gonna compete this year. What he's gonna do the Olympic with you, or he's gonna think about another show?
No. He's not gonna do nationals yet. He's gonna just get because he hasn't competed. I think it's been almost 3 years now. So he's been focusing on sizing up. So he's trying to do a show in September. So then
She'll be back, folks. She'll be back. Another Quello. She'll love you in the
sorry,
morning.
sorry.
That's all. I'll tell the guys. She'll be back. Another Quello. She'll love you in the morning. Ain't that right, Frank? But but as you were saying,
But yeah, so he's gonna be doing September, and then October would be. I'm gonna do an NPC show. I haven't picked one yet to warm up right before the Olympia, amateur Olympia, and then we'll see what happens. It's just just going with it. But yeah, it would be really really awesome to have sponsorships. As far as the discount codes, I use those for convenience to give to my clients. Honestly, the kickback for it's like I don't do it for the money back because literally it's like $5. You know what I mean? So it's like 10% you get from each sale. So it's not really I'm not doing it for the money. It's mostly for my clients, for my friends, for anybody who reaches out online. To kind of give them that convenience to get a discount, and that's how I look at it.
well, like I said, you are generally a nice young lady, and I think
Thank
you should, even though it's just about $5. If you get enough people, you gotta think about it. It takes like one, maybe the enough people. You like this about you take like 5 people start off, you get another $5, and if you get like 500 people, that's 50. It's like it's like a snowball. You keep
Right.
building the building. If you get more people who want to help you, and and this is why I do this content, because women like yourself who are still in, like I said, you're still in the trenches. You're still fighting your way up to get to the into the big shows, to stop with the big dogs. You
Yep.
know, but that's why I give you an opportunity to share your story, because the fact is people need to know and understand that bodybuilding is not just a sport where you just take this and that. You just like no. It's about the passion and consistency. If this was a sport like baseball and football, where you get up, you make some real money. You can make a living off of it. You don't have to work for the rest of your life.
Right,
But
right.
it's a sport. When I started talking to somebody, they do this because they enjoy doing it. And one lady said to me, "Well, if I want to make money myself, I can't depend on the NBC IFB. I got to do it on my own." And that's the thing you got to do. You have to put yourself out there, work, monetize. To obtain anything in this world, you have to work for it. If not willing to work for it, you're not going to have it. You're going to sit there. You be like, why he got it? Why he got that? Because he went out there. She went out there. He went out there. They went out there putting the work and the time. And that's what you and your husband doing. You're putting the work and your time. And your dog's very excited.
Oh yeah, he's barking at everything. We have a baseball field out in the back, so anytime we're playing, he's barking his ass off. So.
Picking on the kids.
Yep, he wants to chase them.
Your dog chase anything. But folks, as I said again, Gianna is a great lady. She took the time, and I reached out to her, and and she reached out to me. And this is why, like I said again, this is why I like doing this, because even though I'm not a very big, platform, a very small platform, still growing. But when I started this, and this is true story. Why I started this because my mother was sick. I was taking care of her for almost 6 years. And with that can be stressful, taking care of somebody, a family member. And my mother passed away like 3 years ago. And this gives me a purpose, because what I enjoy when I get to talk with someone like yourself, or and I've gained friendship with ladies like you, and I get to learn stuff that from the outside looking in, stuff I didn't know about, the aspects of sport. I again, I wasn't much supposed to smoke, but now I'm a bit educated. And I'm starting to answer. That's why I try to expand my channel a little more. Just like I said, mostly I was just exclusively being a bodybuilding fan, but I've talked to women like yourself in your divisions. Women, I would love to talk more to other divisions, like maybe some more. I ain't getting a lady from. I think like one lady who does wellness, few bikinis, a couple of figure competitors, generally a lot of physique and bodybuilders. But that thing is, all you are in the same kind of family or together, because you are in a sport where which. And so again, people don't like the idea of women changing their aspects. They feel like when you become a bodybuilder, you're less feminine. Yes, some women are going to look a little bit different than others, but others, still like yourself, you still maintain a great amount of femininity. Very appealing. I think what you don't do this for anybody else but yourself. And if people out there have an issue with them, like my man Brother Max says, fuck them. Do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's very true. And it's a healthy outlet. It's a good outlet, and once it starts becoming something that you don't feel healthy, or, it's not working for you, then let's back off a little, you don't have to, it's not anyone else's choice but your own. And, this is a sport that it's my life, and it saved my life. And every day, that routine and that structure and that plan that I'm on, that's what keeps me going. If I didn't have it, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do.
Well, that's the thing is, I can stand that, because you know what, this is something I like doing, like making content. Because, like I said, my mom was my woman gone. I'm gonna go, my say, Miss O'Rourke, ma'am, I do appreciate you. It's just like as my Festus Haggis had, I do appreciate. I don't want to feel you to be obliged to me, and I'd like to thank you. I watch a lot of Westerns. Got a lot of free time.
Thank you. No, thank you too. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today and give me this opportunity, because I'm not used to this live stuff.
Well, this is what a lot of, like, I reach out some ladies say, I'm too shy. But you, like, I know some people say she's out bikinis on stage, but like that's that person. But you know what? This is stuff that helps you out, because you know what? I want to be that person. Hey, I know when you go and you win Miss Olympia. You take Sid's title, and I said, I knew when she was on my show. I know Miss Olympia. And this stuff is good for you, because you know what? There's so few channels give ladies like yourself attention. Everybody's gonna focus on mostly the men. This is just the truth of it. The men divisions, especially men's heavyweight level, they're if you know anything about pimping, they're the bottom bitch. They're the one that brings the money, bringing the attention. And then other than outside the men is the bikini, because the fact is it fits the society idea with women of beauty, long legs, huge knockers, But women like yourself who have this great amount of muscle definition, I remember like bodybuilding. What your division kind of reminds me of how bodybuilding started for women. Long lines, good classic look. Like any sport, every sport evolves and change over time.
Right.
You go from the Rick McLeishes to the Corey Evensons to the Linda Murrays to Iris Kyles to one of my favorites, Andrea Shaw. You go from Sin Gillen to whoever before her and all that. And people need to understand that what you ladies do, you put in time, put in work. You're doing, there's times like the Nationals. What was that thing you wanted to eat after the show? What was that thing?
It wasn't sugar. I don't even remember what I wanted. It was probably tacos. Yeah. And most of the time, my whole focus, and I get asked that question all the time. What are you craving on prep? And it's like, I just want to win. I don't even think about food like that up until the show's over and job's done. So normally it's I love tacos, I love burgers, fries, sushi, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things you can't have like sauces. I love mayonnaise. I'm sorry. I love lobster rolls. I love. Oh, I do. I
I
love.
hate mayonnaise. I hate mayonnaise.
I love mayonnaise. So
Yeah.
that's one
And
thing that it's a hard sacrifice, but it's worth it. And getting back to the guy that asked about the arm wrestling, like, oh no, I get asked a lot about benching. People ask me how much I bench press. I don't bench press. I don't train chest. I don't. I mean, push-ups, a little press, but very light chest movements. I don't train my chest. For my division, that's not something they're looking at. They're not looking at my chest.
because
So,
the most with figures, the most important is about your back and your waistline and your legs.
and also, I'm a woman, and I have breasts there. So there's no reason for me to build muscle where I have boobs.
Mhm.
So it just that's why I'm like sometimes but girls who don't and they're a little flatter, yeah, it's important for them to hit more chest so they have that shape for them. But for me personally, no, I don't train chest. I don't bench press. I squat. I deadlift. I train hard. Off season, I train as heavy as I can, and when I get a little more depleted, it's a lot lighter. But that's just the way it goes.
What's your
Your
favorite
energy.
workout? What's your favorite workout and what's your least favorite workout when you're training?
Okay. Honestly, I don't have a least favorite. My least favorite is my weakest exercise, which is usually with anything that's single arm or single leg. That always really, really is difficult for me because to isolate in a single movement is hard versus grabbing something and using both arms or doing leg extensions with both legs. When you're isolating and just using a single movement, that's a little more difficult for me. I don't hate it because I know anything that's hard is what I need to do. So I love training legs and I love training back.
Yeah, that's
Shoulders
good.
too.
That's good. That's a good focus. And he said again, it is tough, and I gotta give you all respect for what you're doing. And this is why I said again, guys like myself, there's not that many channels that give y'all ladies attention. They're gonna focus more on the men. There's so many few, like there's BD in the spot. There's me. There's the Female Bodyman channel. There's David Bryant. He lives in Florida. He has his Female Bodyman 4. There's we enjoy the sport. The aspect. Like I said, when I started into it, I was like, this is before you were born, because my brother he used to play football here in our hometown. He used to play the Muscle Mags, and I think she froze. Gianna? Uh-oh. I think she froze. Folks, those hate when you getting a good talk, Uh, but I'm gonna see, right here. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go check out real quick. Well, folks, we have a bad technical difficulty. Gianna's phone went out. There's many things that happen, but I do appreciate her time. I respect her as a competitor, a wife, a mother, a coach. We'll, like I said, reach out to her. We might try to do this again. Maybe after she says she's going to do the Olympia amateurs coming up in November. Maybe a week after the amateurs, see how she looks, how she feels, you know, get it back on. Because you know what? We're having a great time. Good chopping up. It's one of the things that happen. But you know what? Life is always one of these things. It's unexpected. That's why I enjoy doing lives. I could have just recorded it, but I enjoy interacting, talking to people like, Rondo G, my man, Kale of the Wander. We got Sniper H. He's here. Also, we got a man who was here the other day with me. That is Andre Alexander. Andre, yeah, shout out to him. Andre, you need to be careful what you wear your shoe, brother. Hey to you. But folks, we do appreciate the lovely Mrs. Gianna O'Rourke, her time, and I wish the best of luck for her in the future. Hope to see her again. We'll have her back on here. We can chop up a little more again and really get, maybe we can even have her husband on. He can tell us his experiences too. But anyway, folks, this is Mallory George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your day.